What better way to take a step back and just to take a little bit of time away from what has been a difficult news cycle and relax a little bit than to do it with music, because that is the gateway to our souls. And so I wanted to introduce someone who came onto the scene in 2016 with the release of their debut EP, The Quiet Kind. Since then, she's kept her fans happy online with music on YouTube and on a Twitch channel. She's got a new song that's out today called Beautiful Life, and so I wanted to welcome her to the show to have a little chat with us. Jenny Colquitt, welcome to the BBC.
Hi, how you doing?
Very well. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on today. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
The pleasure is entirely ours. Before we talk about music, I'm going to have to ask you about legacy sequels. And if you could bring back any movie and do a sequel of any movie from the 20th century, so 90s, 80s, 70s, as you wish, what movie are you bringing back?
I've got to go with my absolute favourite movie of all time, Parent Trap.
Oh, very good. Parent Trap.
It's the best film ever. I've just got to say
it. It is actually an incredible film, and I totally forgot about it. So well done, you. Parent Trap, putting it on the list. What an epic suggestion. Jenny, you can already come back.
Yes.
Jenny, listen, your music's beautiful. Our audience is going to hear that for themselves. For you personally, where does the journey start? When do you get into it? And at what point? Because I think every musician has this point where they go, I'm going to either go for this or I'm not. I've got to commit to this. This is going to be a thing that I'm going to try and forge my life forward with, or I'm not. When did that point come from for you?
So I started off really, really quite late. I mean, I did release The Quiet Kind in 2016, but at that time I wasn't really taking it particularly seriously. It was just kind of a bit of fun, like let's put some music out. Didn't have any like PR press release or anything like that. And and then I kind of just did like covers on YouTube and you know, online stuff really. And the pandemic was really kind of when I started taking it seriously. So for me, it was like the opposite of most people. Most people kind of with the pandemic, music took a little bit of a back, foot. But for me, it actually kind of brought out the music in me in lots of ways. And I wrote an entire album, released the album in November. Yeah. So I would say probably at the beginning of the pandemic, I decided to kind of take it a little bit more seriously. And it's been the best thing I've ever done.
Do you think that's because when the pandemic hit, the world stopped, didn't it? Everything stopped and there was a quiet in the air. And I think especially at the very beginning, before everyone kind of got into the fatigue of it and the weariness and the sadness of it all, there was a novelty to it. And as the world stopped, suddenly we did all have more time, didn't we?
Yeah. And for me, it was that time where I kind of wanted to write. And I think bringing in the original music and I guess the emotion of that time, everything that kind of piled up on us made me want to write. And it was a really strange sensation. And it gave me that time. And I did quite a lot of live streams. Live streaming has become quite a massive part of my life recently. And through that kind of developed an audience and a support base. And I released the album for them guys, give them something back. And yeah, it's been a journey since then, and there's loads coming up.
So now that the world has opened up again, and now that life is back in a sense, I'm not going to say it's normal because it's all very different. What does your life look like now? Was there ever any thought of, oh, maybe this was just something that I did in the pandemic, or because a lot of people baked sourdough that are not baking anything now. Was it? Is just something I did for then, or was it actually it just created and carved a new direction for your life?
It created and carved a new direction. That is a great way of saying it. But yeah, it's very similar, but it's just changed slightly because obviously there's live shows now. So very busy with that. I've been pretty much on tour most of the year, whether that's as a solo artist, a headline slot, or as kind of part of a band or support. At the minute, I'm doing a lot of support slots and things. So the world has opened up, but I'm still doing a lot of live streaming because there's a lot of life online these days. So yeah, it's changed, but it's still very similar in the sense that I'm doing the same things that I was doing, but just other things as well. So I'm just super busy.
There's a lot of life online. That is beautifully said and very perfectly encapsulates the time that we're living in. Life online. There's just a lot of life happens online now. Jenny, listen, before we chat about anything else, I believe you're going to play something, or we're going to see if you can play something for us and see what the levels are like. If it doesn't work out, I've got your track right here in front of me. But should we have a bash on your side and see what it's sounding like?
Okay, so these are the piano levels.
it. This is live radio, Jenny. Let's just do it.
Let's do it. You know, I'm pretty sure I've had worse sound before.
You are sounding good on this end. Tell us, what are you going to sing for us?
So I'm going to sing the last single off the album, which came out last Friday. It's called God the Father, and it's about finding that inner power within yourself to create your own religion and be yourself. And as long as that's a good person, it's all about that. It's about love. It's called God the Father.
Take it away, Jenny Colquitt.
I've been told I've been saved from my own hole. This is freedom, and I know it's getting harder. I don't know, no, I don't know how your face, it takes the place of everything that I know. And I know you got the Father and you hold me so close, but I can't erase the paintings from the walls in my home. I've been told I'm not able. Truth be told, I'm not stable. And I know it's getting harder. I don't know, no, I don't know how your face, it takes the place of everything that I know. And I know you got the Father and you hold me so close, but I can't erase the paintings from the walls in my home. And I've been told forgiveness is the part of you that helps move you on. But I don't know. I understand religion, but I can't let this go. And I know you got the Father and you hold me so close, but I can't erase the paintings from the walls in my home.
Oh, Jenny. What a way to blow us away. That was incredible and so beautifully done. By the way, levels were incredible. This is one of those beautiful times that everything comes together, and live radio is where it's at. That is gorgeous. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. How have you found performing live after spending arguably a really long time during the pandemic doing it online and streaming? How have you found it?
Absolutely loving it. It's my passion. It's everything that I wake up for, really, performing live, and not only the kind of performance side of it, but also meeting people that I've, previously only known online, and finally get to see the faces and watch them in the crowd, and it's the best feeling ever.
I was going to say, it's that thing of I think for some people who perhaps get stage fright, online has been great for them. It's been a really chilled experience, but actually to be able to get back and to feel the energy of a crowd, which you can't really feel over Zoom, can you?
No, I guess not. I mean, there's more opportunity for chat on a live stream because you can see everybody's comments, where you can't necessarily see people's comments when they're in a room.
Yes.
But so there is more opportunity for that, but it's that sense of being close to people in a room. seeing people's expressions and things like that. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
absolutely. And what's the dream? Because give me the big, hairy, audacious dream, the moonshot for you.
I mean, I'd love to make it right to the top, of course, absolutely make music for the rest of my life and put it out and hear it in different places and see people's responses to it. And, I guess playing Wembley or, going on world tours, all of that kind of stuff would be absolutely amazing and very realistic. But I guess that's the dream. Yeah.
And a beautiful dream. Listen, when you come to Wembley, I'll be the first to get tickets. I'll be right there at the very front of Wembley, cheering along for you. Who have been the people that you've looked up to when you've been making music? You said you wrote an entire album during lockdown, which is just phenomenal. Who were the influences for that?
So yeah, I mean, I think about this question quite a lot, and more recently the answer to it has changed because I do a lot of kind of folky music, but my genre, let's say, is pretty broad. So I mean, I would say just any female powerhouse, really. Anyone like Alanis Morissette or Sandy Denny. Eva Cassidy is probably the biggest influence for me in terms of vocals and the way she kind of put across a message. Obviously, sadly, she's no longer with us, which is so sad. But yeah, I would say Eva Cassidy, Alanis Morissette as well is a massive one for me, just because of the way she can portray a message and it isn't scared to say things that other people are scared to.
Oh, I think in your background you have Alanis Morissette in the background, right? The LP.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have posters of all of my idols and things surrounding me all the time, just to kind of remind me of, they paved the way for people like me.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a beautiful way of looking at it. The new album, the album that you have written during lockdown, what's it about? Tell us a little bit about what you wanted to convey with that album.
Yeah, so the album's called Something Beautiful, and it's basically about all of us as people having that something beautiful, and we should really fight to be able to portray that and put that out. I think ultimately it's about being true to who you are, but also I guess it's about life, living life as somebody in the 20s and how we see life, and that's pretty much every aspect. It's got thoughts of breakups, and it's got things about the past. Like I've got a track called 1964, which talks about social revolution. But yeah, it's about everything. But ultimately, I think it comes down to fighting to be who you are, and that's something beautiful in everybody.
Finding the beauty in the struggle. I think that's such a pertinent theme for the times that we're living in, because we've had to find, and I think we have found a lot of beauty in the last couple of years, despite the absolute overwhelming challenge and struggle of it all. Jenny, I've got another track here, and I'm going to ask you to play it live, because why would I ever want to not listen to you live? So can you do us a very great favour and play us one more to play us out?
Sure. So I'll do the title track, which is called Something Beautiful.
Take it away in your own time.
Was it something I said? Is it my fault? Will anyone hear me the day that I fall into my head, away from it all? Are you happy to see me walk down this road? But I know I'm in for better now. I found a way to let it out, and you're missing me, and I feel okay. And I know there's something beautiful about the way I view it all, and start listening to those that you shame. If this is the edge, then I'm gonna fall. I feeling waiting to fall into your head where you feel at home. Did somebody tell you to walk down this road? But I know I'm in for better now. Found a way to let it out, and you're missing me, and I feel okay. And I know there's something beautiful about the way you view it all, and start listening to those who you shame. If this is the edge, then I'm gonna fall. I'll fly away from it all. Was it something I said, or nothing at all? I'm happy, just leave me alone. 'Cause I'm on the edge of something beautiful. If this is the edge, then I'm gonna fall. I'll fly away from it all. Was it something I said, or nothing at all? I'm happy, just leave me alone. 'Cause I'm on the edge of something beautiful.
Absolutely stunning. Jenny, thank you so much. I'm already downloaded and download your album on Spotify and following you. You can get your music everywhere. I believe it's on all streaming devices.
Yes, it's on all of the usual stuff, Amazon, Spotify, Deezer. I also have CDs still.
Wow, how retro. Love
know.
that. Love that. Why not get a CD just for the sake of old time's sake, I suppose.
Yep.
And the album is out now. People can get it everywhere. Do go and have a listen. It's absolutely stunning, Jenny. And thank you so much for joining us on the show and for bringing us such a beautiful Friday.
Thank you so much. Take care.
And to you too. That was Jenny Colquitt. So go and find her on socials. Get her album. It is